Can I have music playing? Ah! What the hell was that? What is going on with these lives? What is going on TikTok? You can have music playing during your lives now? What's light up your lives mean? I don't want to do that. Talking about investing, for everyone who's just joined, investing, stock market, maybe a little crypto, although probably not too much because I'm not really the crypto guy. I've got my air conditioning on because it's 85 degrees in DC. It's very hot. So if it's bugging you and you think it's very noisy, say so in the comments. Yo! What's up? I'm just gonna wait, let a couple people come in before we get started. By the way, I see that there's like a star up here somewhere. Maybe you see it. I don't see it. Hey, User Rocket Man. It's to subscribe. Don't do it. You have to pay, and it's stupid. You can pay to have a private chat in my lives and use emojis. I didn't know that you had to pay. I thought it was just a thing people could do. But it's $5 or $6. Who knows how much TikTok gets to keep? So I'm going to be talking about investing. I really want to talk about my McDonald's video. All right, so people are coming in now. I want to talk about that McDonald's video. And I want to talk about how I think Stock Talk, TikTok, stock people can do better. Hey, Joey, what's up, man? Are you feeling better? I know you had COVID. I think that was a while ago. I think you're probably fine. Joey, you loved my MacD video? Oh, my McDonald's video, yeah. Joey is a must follow as well. He's a friend of mine here on TikTok. All right, there are people coming into this live now. I want you to stay because I want to talk about investing and how TikTok, Stock Talk really dropped the ball in a lot of ways. That video that I posted on McDonald's yesterday, almost 500,000 views. I think I picked up 6,000 new followers in the last day. So if you are one of those new followers, thank you. Stay tuned. I think people like Joey, obviously because he's on Stock Talk, understand these kind of videos and the point of these kind of videos. And the comments were just inundated with people who, right over the head, didn't understand the point of the video. For everyone who's just joining, I'm talking about my McDonald's video from yesterday. The video blew up, 500,000 views, 6,000 new followers in a day. So thank you all to the people who did follow. And the comments, oh my stars. If you follow Catherine Wants, you know that's an Oh My Stars reference for them. It's baffling to me how, look, I know our school system has dropped the ball teaching education and finance. Parents can't teach something they don't understand. So we have a whole generation of kids who have no idea how to invest. That's why I do this. I do not charge. I do not have paid Discords. I do not have one-on-ones. There's no stock trading course. Everything I do is for free. I did it just to help a couple friends, and it has snowballed into this. Yes, I get sponsorships. Yes, I get brand deals. Those are the companies paying me, not you. I don't want your money. I want you to invest your money. Joey, thank you so much, dude. 250,000 seems like a long way away, but I would love it. Do you think this recession will completely sink the stock market? Maybe short term. Maybe it already has, right? Markets are down a lot. S&P is down over 20% right now. I don't know what the Dow Jones is down, but it's probably close to that, or maybe a little more, or maybe a little less. You have stocks, good tech stocks that are getting absolutely hammered. Apple, of all things, is down 30%. That's unbelievable to me that Apple is down 30%. You have real buying opportunities here. I think the recession is, number one, probably a little priced in. I think we probably do have a little bit more to the downside. But I don't think that the markets are going to end and everything is over forever. Market corrections are normal. Recessions are normal. Iris, my friend Iris, just posted a TikTok about this. They happen every so few, like a decade. Every couple of years, there's downturns, recessions. These are normal. They're not good, right? People lose their jobs. People go into massive debt. So from that side of things, awful. From an investing standpoint, great opportunity. Will this be the worst crash of all time? Doubt it. But I also don't make speculative guesses like that. You know, there's a lot of people on TikTok who make a lot of videos saying, this is the end, the world is over, this is going to that price, that's going to this price. I don't bother with that because I don't really care. I don't need to be right about my prediction. I don't need to be wrong about my prediction. All I know is that I'm adding to my investments. What is best for recession? I'm not sure I understand the question. Dasani, Yash, should I buy stocks or ETFs? I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a licensed financial advisor, but I personally invest in a variety of different kinds of investments. I have stocks, I have ETFs, I have crypto. You can buy real estate trusts. If you can't afford to buy real estate, you can buy real estate trusts. Those are companies that own real estate. How long would you predict the recession to last? Usually they last under a year. If we're already in one, we're already probably halfway through it, right? We're waiting for the next GDP numbers to come out. So by that point, when the numbers come out, if it confirms that we are in fact in a recession, we're likely already, 8 months in, halfway through. The next thing that Wall Street is going to focus on is recovery. When you look at stocks that have gotten hammered during a recession, they recover fairly quickly. So, this guy, Kate is saying, I said this guy, Kate's Free is saying, I say we just ride out the crashes as much as possible, buy and hold. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm doing. Remember, if you sell your stocks because you're panicking into a recession, you're erasing potentially years of gains. I don't know when you started investing, but if it was last year, then you're probably selling at a loss. Probably shouldn't do that unless the company is in real financial trouble. If you bought 10 years ago, you're probably still up on a lot of your investments. And keep in mind, you're going to pay taxes if you sell on something. I invest on something that is giving me returns weekly. Okay, top 5 stocks to look at over the next 2 weeks. Why the next 2 weeks? I would focus on your dividend-paying stocks. You can check my playlist on here for ideas. I would say if the markets drag really heavily or dump really heavily, even more than they've been doing, if you have an S&P 500 index fund, add to that. Oh my God, the comments are on fire here. What sectors are going up? War stocks are going up, right? Because of Ukraine. If you can invest in war stocks, a lot of people have ethical issues with that. Recession-proof stocks, right? Fast food, dollar stores, Walmarts, places where you can get stuff on the cheap. Oil and gas are going up also because of Putin and the war and the gas stations that are very clearly price gouging. Do you think entertainment stocks will go up? Will go all completely bankrupt? No. I think some probably will. I think a lot of new tech stocks that are brand new, entertainment related, will probably fold. But all of them? No. In fact, I think it's a good opportunity to get into the real high quality ones that will recover. Okay, let me scroll up here because I missed some comments. Give me a second. Canadian boy, what's your favorite long term that you're adding to in the downturn? You name it. Personally, this is just personal. This isn't financial advice. If I have one more person threaten to report me to FINRA, I'm going to lose even more of my hair. I've been buying Apple. Not like crazy, but I've been buying it. Microsoft, Micron, Shopify, Square. I bought all the tech that's down. Netflix. I've been loading up on those kind of companies. Yes, they might have more downside. That's why I'm not going 100% into any of my positions. I'm buying a little bit. So if I want 100 shares in a company, hypothetically, maybe I'm buying 10 at a time. Maybe I'm buying 25 at a time on significant down days. Should I buy? Okay, I answered that. I know it's all speculation, but when do you think the interest rates will go back down? I think it's going to be a long time. Okay, I think I caught up on all the old questions. Oh wait, hold on, I missed one. Ooh, Canadian boy, I hit something and I almost blocked you. Huh. Should I buy Shift? I'm not sure what that is. All right, let me scroll up now because now I got thoughts on Coke. Look, Coke is one of the few companies outside of the oil and gas energy stocks that are up this year. Coke is up. It's up 5%. It might not seem like a lot. They pay a dividend as well. It might not be the most, but in a recession, or if we are heading into an official recession, you want stocks that have massive amounts of cash, that have not cut their dividend in years. Google something called Aristocrat dividend. I swiping and it popped up and I didn't block you. I didn't block you. You're still here. That have tons of cash, Google Dividend Aristocrats and Dividend Kings. These are companies that haven't cut their dividends in 25 or 50 or more years. Dividend Kings haven't cut their dividend in 50 or more years. These are companies, as we head into a recession. It's funny because a year ago, when I was on TikTok saying, make sure you have some dividend stocks. They're boring. They don't have a lot of growth, but they are recession proof in that they don't go down as much as heavy tech stocks. People were laughing at me and they were like, fuck off with that. Nobody wants to hear that. We want high growth. Now everyone's going, hey, could you recommend some dividend stocks? Meta long-term, I'm an owner. I own stock in Facebook. I've sold off a really large portion of Facebook to buy my apartment where I am right now. So sold it a couple years ago to pay for my apartment, which benefits me because I get the apartment, but I lose because the stock had massive growth since then. But now it's almost basically back at what I sold it for. Anyway, Tesla, Facebook, Meta, they have their issues short term. This is a huge company that's worth, I don't even know what their market cap is. Maybe it's $1 trillion. I don't think they're $1 trillion company though, but they're maybe close to it. Someone here can Google it and leave a comment. They're not going to go away, and the metaverse is going to be huge for them. Do you think Dogecoin is a good buy? It's 6 cents or something. Treat it like a lottery ticket. In other words, only put in what you're willing to lose, and then who cares? If it's a winner, great. If it dumps and it never recovers, who cares, right? Because you didn't put in the most. I think the problem people make when they invest is, or they get into speculative stuff like this, is they put the most amount of their money in the riskiest thing and then the least amount in the boring stuff. And I personally would do the reverse. So if you are comfortable, if I said to you, how much would you feel comfortable losing in Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or any one of these riskier cryptos? How much would you feel comfortable losing? Whatever that number is for you is what it is for you. Then it's okay, you put it in. If you lose 100% or you lose 70% and you sell it, you're not going to be crying. If you put everything you own into one of these speculative stocks going, I want to get rich, I want to get rich, you might not. Yeah, I also bought a little Dogecoin. I also bought a little Shiba Inu. Because it's fun. It's fun. Who cares? I bought, I think I bought like $250 worth of Shiba Inu. If it all goes away, not crying about it. Are we heading into a depression? I don't think so, but we are heading into a recession. People always say a recession is when you lose. A recession is when someone else that you know loses their job. A depression is when you lose your job. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I mean, the job market seems to be doing okay. Or the unemployment data, I mean. You invest and trade, invest, simplify. That's me. Let me scroll up. I missed some of these comments. Do you think the stock market will crash? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Do you think this stock market crash will last 2 years? No. I got me some Dividend Kings and some broad-based index fund. Kate, that's what I like to see. Six Flags long-term. I don't know about Six Flags stock. I'm writing it down. I'm writing down Six Flags, and I'll come back and I'll look at it. I think these stocks are getting punished because of the whole COVID thing. And now I think maybe because of, I don't know how much it costs to go to Six Flags. I'm not an amusement park person. If it's expensive to bring your whole family and people have a lot of kids, then in a recession, maybe people aren't going. All the Tesla Wall Street bets boys bled hard with tech sell-off. They sure did. And those are the same people who are going, I wish I was diversified. Disney has time. They shit the bed this year. Yeah, Disney's another stock I just bought. Okay, Jeff Langston, with fractional shares now available, why do companies still split? Okay, this is a really good question. I have a lot of answers on this. One, because if you have a $1,300 stock like an Amazon or a Google or something that's $2,000 and employees of that company say, I would like to put 5% of my paycheck into the stock, they're not getting very many shares. So the employee stock purchase plan is a huge reason companies still do this. The other reason is because, let's be honest, retail investors make up a very small amount of these markets. Hedge funds owned or institutions, which are pension plans and et cetera, own 60% of some of these companies, right? So if you look at like a company like Apple, Microsoft, Coke, and you look at something called held by institutions, which you can find on TD Ameritrade's summary page or others, it's usually 50, 60, 70%. Chipotle, I think, is like 70% owned by institutions. So you, Mr. Retail Trader, or Mrs., or they, them, whoever you are, buying a third of a share, not really moving things too much. So that's another reason it attracts more buyers. They look at it, they go, another reason that companies do, well, maybe the companies don't do it, but it benefits shareholders from splits, is let's say you have a company that has, it's $1,300 a share and you're putting a little bit at a time. It's going to take you a very long time to accumulate one share, let alone 100 shares. But when that stock splits, Amazon, I'm looking at my tidbit over there, Amazon's 113 right now. It's a lot easier for you or anyone to buy a full 100 shares now. I mean, it's still going to take a long time, but it's big picture a lot easier to acquire 100 shares of a $100 stock versus 100 shares of a $1,300 stock. And now when you have that 100 shares, you can sell covered calls, which are risky, and I have videos on them if you want to learn. But it gives you that ability to have extra income. What do you think about Disney? I think I answered, but thoughts about bank stocks. I just heard someone say price to book on the news today for these bank stocks is very low, which means that the stock price is trading below the value of all the assets that they have, which is a huge benefit to some of these bank stocks. Goldman Sachs is trading at like 1.7 times book value, whereas most bank stocks are trading at 6 or 7 times book value. So there's value in some of these bank stocks. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you have an ethical problem with investing in the big banks, you might not want to. That's okay. Oh my God, 25 comments. Okay, first, who cares how many shares you get? Literally what I just said. You can sell covered calls now because you can generate extra income. That's why. Go watch my $3 million video that I tagged. It's my pinned video. Go watch that one and come back. You'll understand why. You'll understand why. Biggest mistake I made, I freaked out and sold my Tesla shares when things looked weird a while ago. Well, Tesla might be close to what you sold it at. I mean, I don't know what you sold it at, but I'm waiting for it to come on. It's on my little tidbit display thing. Boom, 3 million likes. Thank you. Number of shares shouldn't matter. Okay, go watch the video. Will the housing bubble crash? Well, I hope housing crashes because I want a house. What's your opinion on Novavax stock? Never heard of it, but I will look it up. That's another reason. Splitting helps with options market manipulation, but it also allows you to buy calls and puts at a lower price. It's kind of rare. It's kind of a rare market. Jobs market is healthy, but inflation is crazy and interest rates are sad. Yeah, it is. It is bizarre. You're totally right. Airbnb, Vrbo, and Expedia. Is Vrbo publicly traded? I didn't know. Oh, Airbnb is another stock that I just bought. In full disclosure, since someone asked me. Do you think Six Flags will go bankrupt? We just talked about Six Flags. I don't know too much about it, so I wrote it down and I will make a video on Six Flags. PayPal and DraftKings. Oh, hello, Bob. Hello. Fan of DraftKings? I don't know much about their financials at the moment, but I am a fan of the sports betting. Maybe not in a recession. It would be interesting for me to see how much cash they have if they can ride out a recession, because taking loans right now is going to be very expensive to keep their business afloat because of the interest rate hike. But I'll have to look. Sundial Growers. Cannabis stocks are kind of hit and miss right now. The way I treat cannabis is like a lottery ticket as well. I am invested in a few cannabis stocks. You know, maybe some make it, some won't. I treat it kind of like my own personal little ETF, if that makes sense. So I have, I own a few. Aurora Cannabis, Tilray, I have more shares in. Riskier stocks, penny stocks, I have less. Kinethio, that's what my mom calls me. I'd risk around 50K for Dogecoin. Your money, man. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Now let me see what happens. Oh my God, more comments. This is unbelievable. Cloudflare, never heard of it. If it's crypto, I can ask one of my crypto friends, or you can ask one of my crypto friends. Crypto Mason is a friend of mine. Crypto Wendio is a friend of mine. Crypto Weatherman is a friend of mine. Crypto Keeper is a friend of mine. Demonic Crypto is a friend of mine. You can ask all of them. Should I buy a ticket to see Ric Flair's last match? Yes, you should. I'm a little worried that he might die. Honestly, I'm serious. But yes, go buy a ticket. It'll be fun. I'm here for a cilantro and coriander discussion. You're an old one. You're an old fan or follower. I agree when you said we were possibly already halfway through a recession. Yeah, and I think that the markets have kind of priced it in. I mean, look, when the news comes out, if it comes out and says, yes, we're officially in a recession, I imagine the markets will sell off. But I wouldn't be surprised in these crazy markets if they actually go up, because it's like, okay, buy the rumor, sell the news, that whole kind of thing, except maybe in reverse, where it's like you're not selling the news, you're just sort of like, all right, we knew this. Apple, love Apple. Smokers Jokers, are you living off of your investments? Not yet. I'm only 37. I've got a little ways to go before I can live off my investments, but that's my goal. I live below my means so I can invest. Most people retire when they're in their 60s and 70s. I hope to do that much sooner. So you had no opinion on Six Flags stock. I've been kind of loading up. Yeah, I have no opinion just because I'm not familiar with the Six Flags financials, but I have it written down in my notes. I think I've already talked about this, but I could talk about it again. They probably got hurt because of COVID. They're probably going to be hurt because of a recession. I don't know how much it costs because I'm not an amusement park person. I don't know how much it costs to go to an amusement park, especially if you have a family of 4, 5, 6 people. So that's something to consider. I would also look at their free cash flow, because their free cash flow tells you if this company, if they have mounting debt and no cash, big red flag. If they have debt, but maybe you can see that they've paid it down over the years and they have an ample amount of cash, then maybe they stay in business. Canadian vaccine, more traditional COVID. Oh, Novavax. I don't know about it, but I'll have to look it up. Are we in a recession? Not yet officially. We need 2 quarters of GDP slowing down. So a lot of people basically are saying, yes, we are, and it might turn out that we are. The news might come out and say, yeah, we are in a recession. But if it is, then we've already had 1 quarter of it. So, usually these recessions last under a year. Got approved for my first investment property, but interest rates keep going up. May have to wait. I wish I knew about real estate to not advise you, but give you my take, but I don't. Random, why were you interested in the cabin in West Virginia? You're from West Virginia. Oh yeah, well that makes sense with your username. Because I live in Washington, D.C., and I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I have no backyard. I have no backyard. I have no garage. I have a 1985 Ford Bronco that is currently parked on the street and causes me anxiety because the streets in D.C. are narrow, and I'm worried that someone's going to come swipe and hit my car and knock off a mirror. They already did it with my other car. They smashed off the mirror and banged up the whole side of it. So if I had a cabin in West Virginia, I would be able to go on the weekends, right? I'm looking in the Berkeley Springs area. So about 2 hours from DC. I work from home. I work for myself. So I could leave on a Thursday, be there in 2 hours, stay until Monday or Tuesday, come back to the city. If I wanted, maybe I could stay a little longer. That's why. Morgantown. You live in Morgantown? We have a realtor. Marry the house date with the rate. It goes up, you're better now. If it goes down, refi. Six Flags does not have a lot of debt, but they also have a lot of cash. That's interesting. Hey, Katie, yards are overrated. Spent 3 hours tending today. Yikes. Wait, how many people live in West Virginia in here? Broncoplex? I'll post a photo of my Bronco on my Instagram page. I have some, if you go on my playlist on TikTok and you scroll to my day in the life videos, there might be a video in there of the Bronco. Amusement parks have a lot of debt to keep raising prices. It's going to be a tough run. Okay. Eric, hey, did you all know Kenneth wrote 2 books? That's true, I wrote 2 books. You can buy them on Amazon. What do you think of AI? I don't, because I'm not really too familiar with it, but I'll put it on my list and I'll look at it. Tesla, I like Tesla. I think Elon probably manipulates the hell out of that stock. Currently, they're driving it down, or maybe he's not. Maybe it's genuine. I don't know what to make of this guy. It's $6.99 today. It's up $17, or around 2 and something percent. It depends. What they had their sales come out on Saturday, and they were off by like 50,000, but they still sold a lot of cars. I think long-term Tesla's going to be fine. The short-term news with the chip shortage and all that doesn't really concern me. S&P going to 3,000? Not sure. Crypto Jimmy Jacket is a friend of mine. Okay, am I caught up? What is your criteria to sell good ETFs like the S&P 500? I wouldn't. I mean, personally, I don't sell those things, because you buy and you hold for a long time, and you will pay taxes. If you have owned an S&P index fund for a long time, you'll pay taxes. If you just recently started investing and you're selling now, you're selling at a loss. There's no real point, because this is the kind of investment that you dollar cost average into every month, or as often as you can, honestly. Basically until the end. It's going to get you 10,000 likes. What's going to get me 10,000 likes? Do you think short term we could see a recovery in Six Flags? I don't know why everyone's so like crazy on Six Flags tonight. Rand WV, home of Randy Moss. As much as I hate the state's politics, sorry if this starts fights, there are some beautiful places. Yeah. Also not a fan of the politics, but I am a fan of the affordability of the houses, the very low taxes, and the proximity to DC, and it's really pretty. You can get 6 acres for not a whole lot of money, and be pretty isolated and remote, which when you live in a small apartment building with tons of neighbors all around you, that's nice. What am I drinking? Iced tea. Thank you. Hey, Demonic Crypto, thank you for the roses. Someone asked about Cloudflare. I don't know what that is. If Six Flags drops 1 flag, it would help them a lot. Haha. Here in Houston, Six Flags is dead for over 20 years. Yeah, I don't go to theme parks, so I don't really know. And the theme park seems to me like competing against Disney would be pretty hard. Although I get that Six Flags is more like a day trip and Disney is more like a vacation. Anyway, the real reason I went live tonight was to talk about that McDonald's video and how I really honestly feel that TikTok content creators can do a little bit better teaching investing. I mean, I've been on TikTok for 2 years, and the fact that video, look, I'm not the only person talking about investing in stocks, but it seems like that video on McDonald's was the first time a lot of people ever heard about investing. And I think we could do better, because people were saying in the comments, hey, Majestic, what's up? People were saying in the comments stuff like 2%. Oh, it'll take you 50 years to make your money back through the dividends, not realizing that the other way you can make money by investing is by the stock going up. And that's why people buy stocks, right? Nobody buys a stock because they think it's a loser and it's going to go down. You buy a company like McDonald's to insulate your portfolio during hard times. Someone said it in the video, in the comments. Someone was like, why would you buy stocks now? They're all down. McDonald's isn't really down. It's down 5%. Netflix is down 70%. McDonald's has a dividend. It might not be a lot, but if you're invested, it insulates your portfolio. It goes down less than the other stuff. So for the people sitting there going, the markets have never been so bad and all my stocks are down, you're not diversified, because there are stocks like Exxon that is up a lot. There's Occidental Petroleum up a lot. Coca-Cola up 5%. McDonald's only down 5%. Yeah, WWE barely down at all. Cedar Fair, never heard of it. I'm always surprised about the amount of people who don't know it's all I think about. Yeah, I mean, it's all I think about too, because it's my channel. Yeah, and Drip helps you. Drip helps a lot. Drip helps like immensely. And the amount of people in the video who were saying stuff like, you know, well, who would buy $1 million worth of McDonald's stock? Wasn't the point of the video. The point of the video was to show the scale and size and time it takes to accumulate enough shares to make something, to the point of some of the trolls in the comments, measly. 20% in a dividend, I mean 20,000 in a dividend, 2%, not a whole lot. But they're missing the point that McDonald's is up 180% in the last 10 years. That's huge. You know, yes, Tesla's up this, and Dogecoin is up that, and Bitcoin and all these other things are up a lot more. But it's why you have a diversified portfolio for times like this, when people are going, my Bitcoin, my Netflix, my Alibaba, my Airbnb, all my stocks are down. Not so much. Hello. Are airline stocks worth the hold? I don't personally like airline stocks. They have a lot of overhead. It's very expensive to run an airline company. Most airline companies go broke. If you want to invest in travel, the booking sites are much better, in my opinion, than the airline stocks. You know, I just learned like a year ago that the airlines don't even own their own planes. They lease them. Sorry, more like the last 10 years. What did I miss? Did you say something and I missed it? If your capital's up 180%, your yield is way higher than 2. Yeah, I mean, there were so many points to that video that people just, that's what I'm saying, where I was frustrated that people weren't understanding. They were looking at the dividend only and going 2%, blah. But there's more to it than that. So can I just invest in the S&P? You can invest your money however you want, whatever is best for you. I am a long-term investor. I like to be diversified. I like to look at my stocks. I like to read the financial stuff. I like to look at the earnings and see what's doing well and what's not doing well. Maybe I sell this loser and maybe I buy this one that looks intriguing. If that doesn't appeal to you, then an index fund like VOO, SPY, SPLG, you only need one because they all have the same thing, is fine. You know, that's fine for most people who don't care about individual stocks. Some people like to buy one thing and add to it every month. And that one thing, by the way, the S&P 500 index fund owns all of the stocks in the S&P 500. So you're diversified even though you only own the one thing, if that makes any sense. Oh, here. Interest rates are normalizing, not really high. Let me scroll up here. I missed some comments. But yes, you can buy an index fund. Some people like to do two things. Again, not financial advice. I'm just educating you on what some people like to do. Some people like to buy an S&P 500 index fund and a dividend ETF like SCHD. It's a Schwab dividend fund. There are others. There's one called NOBL, which is a Dividend Aristocrats ETF. Something like that. So you can have, or you buy a real estate investment trust. So you have your S&P 500 for your stock market, and then you have your real estate trust, which is real estate. Doesn't have to be tenant landlord stuff. You know, these hedge funds that are buying up all the real estate, jacking up the rent, and then booting everyone out. If you don't want to invest in those because you think they're evil, there are other kinds of ETFs out there that are real estate trusts, REITs, that don't do that. American Tower, for example, ticker symbol is AMT. They own all the land that the cell phone towers are on. No matter what happens, recession, depression, people aren't quitting these phones. There are real estate investment trusts that own like drugstores, 7-Eleven, CVS, Walgreens. There are ETFs, I keep confusing ETFs and REITs. There are real estate investment trusts that have cold storage for companies like, grocery store delivery companies. Cliff, love your content. Thank you. Mr. West, I dollar cost average into the S&P every paycheck, and I buy one value stock every month. I love that. I'm yielding a 10% of like 10%. Wait, what? I'm yielding a dividend of like 10%. That's why I buy ENB whenever the stock price yield is above 6%. I don't own ENB, Enbridge, but I like it. Look at Hexcel Aerospace Material Supplier. Have the market not sure how the stock is though. Hexcel, I'll add it to my list. I keep getting distracted from the McDonald's video that I wanted to talk about. Mr. West, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think content creators could do a better job talking about the benefits of investing. You know, yes, the 2% dividend. Yes, the stock appreciates over time. No, you don't have to buy $1 million worth of McDonald's stock. It was just meant to show the scale that it takes to own a large position and the benefit and kind of urgency of starting as soon as you can when it comes to investing, because if you want to make $20,000 off of a dividend, it could take you a lifetime. The point of these videos is to compare. I have one on AT&T next. AT&T to make $20,000 would cost you. I have it on my notes because I was doing the video earlier. Here it is. To make $20,000 from owning AT&T stock, it would cost you $376,000. You'd buy 18,000 shares. $376,000. A lot more affordable to make $20,000 through the dividend only, not the stock going up. Versus the McDonald's video, which was to make that same $20,000, $900,000. That was the point of the video, to show and explain and all of that stuff. And it just went over everyone's head. Someone just asked me on Novavax, and I don't know it. It's on my list, though. I will look at it. Has the market bottomed? I don't know. It doesn't really concern me. If the market is bottomed or not, I'm not really concerned about. I feel like those kind of questions are really popular amongst the people who are like, you know, really into the prediction content. So I could say, yes, markets have bottomed, and then 2 months later they're much lower, and everyone's like, oh, you're an idiot. Or I say, yeah, I think markets have bottomed here. It's just a guess, really. I mean, you can make educated guesses, but it's really just a guess, especially in this climate. All kinds of weird stuff is happening all over the world. You know, maybe I say it's bottomed out, and it did. It did. Then everyone's going to think I'm a genius. Are pharmaceutical stocks recession-proof? Hey, Matt, thank you. It depends, I guess, on the stock. Like in the Eli Lilly, for example, or a Johnson & Johnson, or Procter & Gamble, or a Pfizer, Moderna. Yeah, because people always need medication. I mean, you have to think about when you're talking about a bull market, like what we've had, where the money is cheap and it's easy to grow and expand. New companies like an Airbnb, I saw someone asked about that. They go wild. Plus, people have money, they're traveling, everything's great. When you have a bear market or a recession, that easy money dries up. It's a lot harder to take a loan. So you have to then think, now what companies are going to thrive? And they're usually the boring companies that don't really have a lot of growth. Johnson & Johnson, Dollar General, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, companies that make stuff, pharmaceuticals, alcohol, tobacco, cell phones, stuff that people are addicted to or can't live without, right? You can't live without paper towels. You can't live without toilet paper. AbbVie, yeah. Forget a zodiac sign. What song are you going to fist fight the Supreme Court to? Probably something Rage Against the Machines, who, by the way, I'm going to see in a week or two. In August, I guess. When's August? I don't even know. If you bought a fast food stock, it would be Carl's Jr. I've never been to a Carl's Jr. Why is everyone saying nope? I think I missed something. That's one of the problems with these lives, is I end up talking and the comments are all down here. And I say something and now everyone's saying nope, nope, nope. I don't know what that's to. Sorry. Do you think we'll see a bit of an upward market before the recession is confirmed? That's possible. People, it could... Geez, I'm losing my voice with all these lives. It could be that people are optimistic heading into the news. Maybe there won't be a recession. So it could be a last cash grab from the giant hedge funds who maybe know more than we do, and they're pushing up the markets a little bit. Retail traders get suckered in, buy at the highs, or at least at the short-term highs. Then everything sells off. Could be a last cash grab. I don't know. Gotta go. Great videos. Thank you. Amir, hello. What am I drinking? It's just iced tea. I know it looks like whiskey or something cool, but it's just green tea. I hope you just worked out and are not being frugal with your AC. I didn't work out. I'm sweating because I'm live and I'm sitting far away and this light that I have is super hot. But my air conditioning is on. It's always on in the summer. It's always on in the summer. Oh, no, we haven't found a bottom. Gotcha. Tom Morello, yes, I'm very excited to see this Rage Against the Machine concert. No, we haven't found a bottom. Yeah, I think my honest opinion is that we probably have a little bit more downside to go, especially when they confirm if we are in fact in a recession. Plus, we have to see what's happening with Russia. We have to see what's happening all over the world. It's kind of crazy. Need a voice therapist? Hi, Mom. Do you think there's a correlation between Airbnb and the housing market? Do you mean like because Airbnb... because more people are buying houses to put on Airbnb? Yeah. Over the last 2 years, houses in like West Virginia even is a prime example what we were talking about earlier. Because I wanted to buy like a weekend home. I would call agents and I would say, hey, I want to look at this house that I just saw listed. It says new to the market 10 hours ago. Sold already. And then a month or so later, I would see it on Airbnb over and over and over. Maybe that affects Airbnb stock now because fewer people are buying houses, fewer people are traveling. I don't think Airbnb is going away though. Maybe they have some hiccups and some issues, but I think it'll be fine. How are you doing with gas over there? It hurts. Yeah, it's expensive in DC. Actually, I just saw that the prices have come down quite a bit, so I will go and look tomorrow. But last I paid, I have a 2015 Dodge Challenger in addition to my Bronco, so I'm an idiot and I have two gas guzzlers. I paid $80 to fill up my tank. It was $5.05 or 15 cents or something crazy. Going to buy more SPLG. Hey, I like that one. What are your favorite financial news sources to look at during the week? I mean, I have CNBC on in the background, but sometimes I'm weary because they'll have a guy come out and say, this is the worst stock ever. It's garbage. And then 2 minutes later, they'll have someone else on who's like, it's the best stock ever, and I love it. And the stock will tank and then skyrocket. It's absurd. But I have CNBC on in the background just to pay attention. News sources. Kiplinger I really trust. Geez, I don't really know off the top of my head. I usually just go to like Market Watch. Who am I missing? Oh, Amir. Oh, I think I said hi to Amir. Huh. Check my tweet earlier. I said the same thing. I will. Oh, I thought it was liquor. No, it's just green tea and a little honey. Let me catch up on some of these comments. Oh, Reuters, yeah. Can you trade ETFs? Yeah, you can trade ETFs. You can trade them because it's called an exchange-traded fund. So mutual funds only price once a day when the markets are closed. That's why you can't trade a mutual fund during the day. ETFs you can trade during the day, which is why some S&P 500 index funds like VOO and SPY have way more options contracts available than something like SPLG, which I guess isn't as heavily traded in terms of options. So yeah, you can trade them. You can trade options on them. Hey, Skip. Everyone should go follow him. This guy is really funny. He makes a lot of funny like reaction videos. I got some black tea from Morocco. Yum. What are the odds of recession? Man, we've been talking about a recession this whole time. I think it's pretty likely. But, you know, nothing's a guarantee. I want to invest in IJX. I'll put it on the list. While I'm putting it on the list, Oh, IXJ. While I'm writing it down, everyone should go follow Skip. He's almost close to 1,000 followers. What's 38%? Hey, he's an activist. What's up? Are we ever going to get coffee? Market beat. Reuters. Any fears over the looming recession? No. All I have in terms of the recession are excitements. I'm excited for it. Not really, because people lose their job and people go into debt, but personally as an investor, it's a great opportunity to add to your investments. So I'm concerned for people who have no money and no savings and lots of debt. It's going to be real rough. But for an investor, it's a good opportunity. Get your wish list ready. And if you can, if you're fortunate enough to be in a position where you can save some money, you know, I don't know how much more downside we have. I think we have some, but I don't think we have a lot. I think we've already had a lot of the downturns. You know, I think a lot of times people go, I'm going to wait for the news to come out that it's official and then I'll start buying. But when the news comes out that it's official, the next thing big hedge funds have their eye on is recovery. So the stocks start going up and people are like, damn it, I waited too long. Got my opportunity fund building. Apple holds less. I'm missing something. Is there a conversation happening? Yeah, I don't think it lasts long either. Super sale, exactly. I'm averaging down on Yellow Corp, easy gains. Hey, 31416. Hello. Oh, percentage of a... Wait, really? Is it a 38% chance of a recession? I just read something else that said it was like an 80% chance. I think all these different articles just try to clickbait us into a panic. Hello, everybody. I think I'm all caught up. What are the odds of a recession? I think we're all caught up. Every random Joe stops talking to me about their stocks. What can only be $50? Yeah, I think the administration is trying to do stuff, but the Republicans keep shooting it down. Not that all of it's good, probably. I mean, you know, that's how politics goes. There's a lot of pork and bills and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, the infrastructure thing would be great. I think some of it's been passed. I don't know if all of it has. You know, yeah, I think they're trying. I think the Fed is trying, too. I think they've really backed themselves into a corner, though. By the way, it's really the Fed that's controlling things right now with interest rates and stuff like that. So they're walking a real tightrope here. They got us into this mess with all the money printing and all that stuff. They got us into a bigger mess by not raising rates sooner, maybe not being as aggressive. No, I don't want more inflation. I think that the goal is here to stop it. I'm watching that new Chris Pratt show on Amazon. It's called something, the Terminal List. I'm not so sure. I'm also watching, my mom told me to watch something on Hulu called The Bear, which is a restaurant kind of show. And I'm watching Only Murders in the Building, which is also on Hulu. It's all speculation. If someone knows that they really don't, that's why I love your content. Yes. How long do you think a recession will last? 3 years? No. Are you the only one in here asking about the recession? No, I don't think it'll last 3 years. Recessions usually last under a year. Sometimes they can last a little bit longer. I think the one in 2008 was like 18 months, right? Someone will fact check it and tell me. Oh, The Boys. I love The Boys. I haven't started the new season yet because I tend to binge watch, and they're doing that stupid thing like it's 1990 where they put one episode on a week. I don't have the patience. I need them all, so I'm waiting. Only Murders in the Building, I love. I've been watching it, and I like it. You are for inflation because you are for more spending. No. You know, investing, right? Investing, when it comes to investing, you got to spend money to make money. You've heard that. You have to spend money to make money in the economy, too. A lot of that is infrastructure bills that are going to put a fuckload of people to work. So I like that kind of spending. It creates stuff. It creates jobs. It fixes our crumbling infrastructure. I think those are all very good things. So when will that McDonald's stock be going up 300 to 500%? Well, oh, it's you. Hello. I thought I blocked you. Wait, didn't I block you? I don't remember. I don't even know. McDonald's is up 180% in the last 10 years. If you invested in that plus the dividend, you've been doing all right, especially now when everything is down. Yeah, a recession is 50-50. When people have more disposable income, they spend more. Yes. And let me tell you another example of this. I spend $358 a month on healthcare. I don't need it. I'm fine. I'm healthy. But I spend $358 a month writing a check to Care First, should be called Profit First, every month. And my deductible is almost $10,000. So even if something happens to me, I'm going to be out 10 grand. So I'm out about 15 grand if something happens to me before my insurance kicks in. I would much rather put that money into the economy. I would much rather go on vacations and travel and go out to restaurants and stuff like that than write a check to Care First. But that's where the majority of my money goes every month, right? That and my condo fees are my two biggest expenses. Favorite podcast? I don't listen to podcasts. I just get distracted. Do you ever trade over the counter? Penny stocks? Yes. Hello, Jonathan Judas. Let me catch up here. Give me a second. I'm going to catch up. Bitcoin looking tasty as a long-term investment. I like Bitcoin and I own Bitcoin and I buy more. I buy Bitcoin. I don't dollar cost average, but I do buy it on the really big down days. Okay, let me keep scrolling up. I missed a lot of comments. Spike. The Terminalist was amazing. Book. Okay, I didn't read the book. Favorite podcast? I don't really listen to podcasts. I get distracted, and then I don't end up doing anything else. I like them for like road trips, but I don't really go on road trips. Strong as hell. What's strong as hell? Oh, AMD has more down. Doesn't seem strong as... I gotcha. I don't share my net worth because it's none of your business. XRP, I don't know a lot about XRP. I know Crypto Mason likes it. Crop, I don't know. Are these videos archived? I started uploading the lives to YouTube and then I forgot. But someone asked me, I said I was going live tonight, and they said, are you going to post it? So yes, there are some on YouTube. They're old. So some of the stuff that's being talked about might be a month or whatever old. But yes, they're on my YouTube channel. I listened to the Kanasuna podcast. I started a podcast, but I didn't, I think my attention for those kind of things is pretty slim. Oh, and then Eric says, I want to start a podcast. Yeah, let's start one. Ever heard of APTY? I might have, but I don't know the symbol. APTY. I'm putting it on my list. Let me scroll up. My condo fees are $438 a month, and they include everything but electric. And my electric's pretty high in the summer because I run the air conditioning nonstop. Jonathan Judas, NFT NYC was awesome. I'm so glad I got to go and meet some of my friends. I was there for just a few days, and it was nonstop. I got to meet Crypto Mason. I got to meet Meg BZK, who is another crypto content creator. I got to meet Demonic Crypto, who's become a real TikTok friend, real life friend also. I got to meet Mac Lorden. We got dinner. I got to meet conversations with Evan Mann, Lauren Turnton. I don't know if that's her correct last name. She's kind of new on the crypto TikTok scene. But she held a little meet and greet in Bryant Park in New York City, Bryant Park. And that was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of content creators there and people that I've never heard of, and we became friends. Jabari, who lives in Queens, and we get dinner every time I go up. Everyone should follow Jabari, by the way. I got to see him again. I see him every time I go. And Bill, William Petit III on TikTok is a friend of mine as well. He lives in Brooklyn, so I got to see him. I wanted to see Skip, but it didn't end up happening on this trip. But it will. Where did I eat in the city? Yes, Skip. Hello. Do you stake any of your crypto? Well, I stake my... yes, I have DOT that I stake. I was staking some of those stable coins, but they made me a little nervous, so I exited after the Luna thing. In your opinion, would you sell for a loss to reinvest when markets bottom? No, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell for a loss. Just dollar cost average. I don't answer those net worth questions because it's none of your business. Best gain I've ever had, AMC. Almost, well, a lot from AMC. Where did I eat in New York City? I went to a sushi place with my uncle. I can't remember the name, but there's a TikTok video in my food playlist. We ate there, it was very good. Alex Demonic Crypto is a vegan, so we went to a place called Beatnik, which is like a fast casual place. I walked up and I asked the woman, I was between two things on their menu. And I said, between this one and that one, which do you recommend? And she looked at me and went, I don't eat the food here. I don't know. That's New York for you. But it was really good, actually. And then where else did I eat? Oh, I went to Bagel Works and I got a chicken salad sandwich, which is always a must in New York City. Jonathan Judas. Meg and Demonic are great. That is true. I think they're great people. Meg is also a cage fighter, so don't piss her off or she'll get you. Mac is a good dude. Yeah, Mac and I had dinner with Alex and with Mac, his wife, and Demonic Crypto, and I got dinner at this vegan place that was really good. Jabari and I went to Los Tacos Numero Uno. There's a TikTok about that too, also in my food playlist. Very good. Hold on, I think there was a good question I want to watch. Hello, yo! I want to see, Trey, Young Fan 19. Dollar cost averaging means that you put the same amount of money into a stock every month, every other month, or the same amount of shares. So maybe you're putting $100 every month into an index fund, or maybe you're buying 2 shares every month of a stock or an index fund, or cryptocurrency. Maybe you're putting $100 into Ethereum every month. And it doesn't, it's really up to you. Some people do it the first of the month. Some people do it the middle of the month, last day of the month. Some people like me, I personally just watch the stocks because it's what I do. I'm a stock trader. So I just watch the stocks. And when I see a big down day in the markets, everyone's freaking out. Markets are down. I'll throw in a little bit extra. Is it harder, Mr. West? Is it harder to day trade in these markets? No, actually, I think it's a little easier because they're so volatile. I mean, if you look today, the markets were down so much. They were down like 600 points. And in the last hour, boom, flew up. I mean, the markets didn't close up, but they went up considerably. I think it closed down like 170 something points, but it was down 600 points earlier. So it came back. That would have been a great trade if there was a stock that you were keeping an eye on. Also, when it comes to day trading in these markets, I prefer to day trade in extremely volatile economic times. I don't want to swing trade because I don't want my money tied up in a stock for 2-3 weeks. If we were in a bull market, totally different story. Buy your stock, let it ride. As long as it goes higher, maybe it trades flat for a week, who cares? Moves higher the next week, great. In these markets, some breaking news can come out and tank the markets like that. I don't want to tie up my money. So I think it's easier. Let's see here. None of your business, exactly. What percentage cash do you hold versus investments? That number fluctuates, frankly, a lot because I trade stocks as well. I've personally been trading a lot less lately because there is risk involved with trading. Even if you say, I cut my losers at 7%, you're still losing 7%. I don't want to lose anything right now. Yes, my long-term investments are all down. I'm not worried about that. When I say I don't want to lose money, I mean in a stock trade. I don't want to buy something at $1.90 and it drops to $1.75 and I have to take a $250 loss or a $500 loss. I don't want to do that. Because I want the most amount of money that I can possibly have to invest. So I'm not trying to take any unnecessary risks at the moment. But I do have a lot of friends who are stock trading right now and they're killing it and they love it and it's great. Do you pay taxes annually or more frequently? I pay taxes annually, and I pay estimated taxes, and I hate it. I would like a much better system, please, if anyone from anything is watching. Thoughts on Google? Their split is coming up. Oh, someone says it in the comments. I own Google stock. I'm looking forward to the split because obviously it becomes much cheaper. I can buy more shares. And then I can sell covered calls if I wanted to. Whoops. What the hell? How do I get rid of this? What have I done? Swipe left to close. That's what I'm doing. There it goes. Rule number 1 is to not lose any money. Exactly. Because you trade full-time, how do you gauge your emergency fund? Start a podcast. Sierra and I were going to have a podcast a while ago, but then she went and quit TikTok for whatever reason. Yes, I like covered call ETFs. They're a small part of my portfolio. QL. I wish it was easier. I wish it was a thing you could pronounce. QYLD is the one that I own. Because you trade full time, how do you gauge your emergency fund? I just have an emergency fund, and it's about 6 months of expenses. So I know, for example, my condo fees are $400 and something a month. My healthcare is $358 a month. Bullshit. I would like a better system for that too, please. But I know those two expenses are almost $800 a month. So I have to have that, and then groceries and auto insurance and going out for dinner, which maybe I do less in recessions and stuff. I have all of that. I know what I spend. I'm not a budget guy. I don't have a budget, but I have a loose budget in that I understand how much I kind of spend. So I've got that stored away. And I have so many investments that if I was in some sort of emergency crisis, I could sell something. Not that that's ideal, but, you know, it's better than going into debt. I do 400 SPY and 400 VOO, and then I do 400 value. Best decision I ever made. I love it. Anyone mentioned the Ripple IPO? No, I have not. Thoughts on Google? I think we answered. I like Google long term. I own some. Oh, here's the one from Eric. Can you talk about taking profits and making your position free? Do you mean like trading with the house's money? So you could sell half your position, or you could sell what you put in and take out the rest and then leave cash in? Is that what you mean? Oh man, I'm over an hour. How much is my course? My stock trading course can be purchased for the incredibly low cost of $0. I have no course. I don't want your money. I want you to invest your money. Everything you need to everything you need to learn about trading is free on the internet, and it's free on my YouTube channel. If you click on my bio on my TikTok account, you'll see the YouTube logo, or maybe it's an Instagram logo. Click it. It takes you to my YouTube channel. And there are, God, I think there's probably 70 stock trading tutorials, walkthrough videos showing you. I bought it here. It went down here. I took my loss. Or I bought it here and it went up. I have another video I'm about to post. Maybe I'll post it tonight. Maybe I'll post it tomorrow. That is a walkthrough video from a stock I bought a week ago. I bought it at $1.88. I sold it this morning at $2.07. I think it was around a 10% gain in 3 or 4 days. Not bad. I respond to comments immediately because I have no life. And it is exhausting. It's exhausting sometimes responding to these comments. A lot of them are trolls and I'll ignore them. A lot of the comments are people who genuinely, really, honestly have no idea what they're talking about. And that's okay because we don't teach investing in this country. Nobody knows how to invest. So when people leave either stupid comments because they're being annoying on purpose, or they leave comments where they are genuinely uninformed, I feel obligated to respond, and it can be exhausting. During this bear market, do you trade more or buy more long term? I buy more long term. I haven't been trading very much. I've still been trading. I just talked about a trade that I made. But we know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Exactly. Why did I have all that science? I'm not saying no science. Science is good. We should have science. But why was my final exam a periodic table that I had to memorize and fill in? Why? Can't we also, in addition to science and history and math, have a stock trading class? But you know what? Honestly, it would be taught probably just as stupidly as my science classes were. This is the periodic table. Remember the elements for the exam. That's probably how an investing course would go. Personal finance course would go at school and high school. And then people would say, oh, I didn't learn anything in my investing class. Thoughts on Apple? I love it. What do you think our education system should do to fix the lack of financial literacy? Teach it. Teach it. They won't. People have their theories. You know, they say, well, they don't want people to learn because if they're a savvy investor, they'll work less and be a little... I don't think that's it. I mean, that could be part of it, but I think part of it is also probably just a failure or a lack of... I don't know. I mean, I heard that Florida has now passed one, which is amazing for Florida, but they've done it. They have a high school, I think it's like a senior, you can't graduate unless you've taken this class. Great. I think there are ways to make investing relatable to everyone. I think there's a way to make basically anything you teach relatable. Like a geography or a history class or something like that could be, what's something you're passionate about? Food? Okay, pick a food from a country that you like. Study the culture, study the people, study the food. That could be a lesson. And it makes people care more than just, this is the president from this time to that time. It can be more relatable. And finance can be too. Finance is math. Stocks are math. Teach math. Don't teach Pythagorean's theorem. Teach investing through money. Kids like money. Teach them about money. What happens if you buy the stock here and it goes up to there and it appreciates this and you make this dividend? That's a math class. It doesn't have to be a finance class. It can be part of a math class. I went on a little rant. Can you recommend books to learn more about financing, investing, and personal finance? Yes, I can. I have 2 books. I have a couple books in my link tree on my bio, in here on TikTok. Click on my link tree. I don't know why TikTok says this is a shady link. It's just Linktree. Go to my Linktree. There's an Amazon store where I have all the books that I recommend. Really, there's just 2. There's The Neatest Little Guide to Stock Market Investing, and there's Nicholas Darvis's book on stock trading. Those are the only 2 books really that I kind of ever read, although I have other books in there that friends have recommended. Investopedia, great resource and it's free. My YouTube channel, great resource and it's free. I still don't know what the heck A is in math. Neither do I. I beat you to it. What did I beat you to? They don't want you to improve your financial literacy. They need to teach taxes, investing, and budgets. Yeah, they say they don't want people to do, to learn financial literacy, but I don't think a course on taxes would be the worst thing. I mean, everyone still has to pay taxes and navigate the system. I don't think it would be the worst. I don't think there's a detriment to teaching people about taxes because people really have no idea. I mean, I had a comment the other day on one of my videos where someone said, you're going to pay 40% on everything. That's not how taxes work. You don't pay 40% on everything. It's like a ladder. People don't know this. So you end up with this clueless society who says this kind of silly stuff. There's no harm in teaching some of this. Kids are not taught to think for themselves. Probably true. Although, when I was in high school, my favorite teacher, I went to a progressive school here in DC. We called our teachers by their first names. Her name was Anne. One day we were doing a debate. We were debating something. I think it was she was a history teacher, so it was some sort of history. And she said, who is on this side of the argument? And everyone raised their hand. Half the class, I want to be on this side. Okay, and the other people you want to be pro and you want to be against. Everyone said yes. She said, all right, split in half. Pro on that side, against on that side. So we split in half. And she goes, you're pro, you're against? Not anymore. Now you're against and you're pro. And everyone was like, bullshit. I want it to be pro. I want it to be against. And she said, it's an easy fight for you because it's something you like. Switch sides. If you're pro something, in order to understand something and really be able to debate and really understand all of the issues, it's easy for you to debate on the pro side if you're pro it. So switch. Be on the opposite side. Everyone was angry, but that's one of the biggest things that I learned from my high school, like ever. Have you ever used a funded account? I don't know what you mean, a funded account. I took a test today, passed it in 3 hours, had to get a 10% profit came from Forex. I don't understand what you mean, a funded account. Amir, I don't. I mean, I'm not tonight because I'm almost done. I was just going to do a live for an hour because I want to post it on YouTube and I don't want to do a 2 hour, but we can schedule a live later this week. Yeah, Anne was an amazing teacher. She also, every test was open book because she said that's real life. You're going to have your stuff there. You're not going to be in a situation where you know, every exam that we had was open book because her thing was take really good notes, pay attention, learn, write the notes. So she was all about the notes. I beat you to it. Oh, I think we were talking about schools. All right. I'm on for about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to call it an end. I'm going to wrap this video up because someone wanted me to post it on YouTube, and I really didn't want to post a 2 or 3 hour live as usually they are. Oh, do you invest in real estate? I mean, I own my house or my apartment, so I own real estate. I don't have properties. I mean, I wanted that cabin in West Virginia, but that fell through. So almost, but I do have real estate investment trusts or REITs. O is one, Store, STOR, that's the ticker symbol, is another REIT. American Tower is one that I don't personally own, but I like. How do you determine long-term value stocks? Oh my God, that's a long question. Funded account is an account where a company will give you money to trade with? No, I don't do any of that. What's the catch, right? Like, is there margin? Can you get margin called? What if you lose it? You're going to owe them? Long-term value stocks, I look for something that has a very low P to E ratio when compared to other stocks in that sector, right? Obviously, you're comparing banks to banks, retail to retail. You wouldn't compare tech to, you know, pharmaceuticals. I look for companies that have had maybe a couple of quarters of slowing growth or bad earnings, something that's a value, right? It could have a recovery. Just because it could have a recovery also doesn't mean that it will. I look for free cash flow that's ample. I look for debt that's minimal. Mostly I just look at price to earnings ratio when I'm looking for a value stock. I want to find one that has a lower value. I guess price to book you could also use. They cover the loss, but the catch is if you go down 5%, they close the account. Whoa. Can you tell me the company? I hate those REITs that's destroying real estate for citizens. Yes, I hate them too. I don't want to invest in any REIT that owns apartments and is booting people out and then skyrocketing the rent. I want no part of that. The cool thing about REITs is that not all of them do that. A lot do. There are also REITs that own assisted living retirement communities. They do everything they can to keep the profits up and the quality low to maximize profits for shareholders. So I would be very weary of some of those as well. I'm sure there are good ones, but you know, I'm sure there are more bad ones. But there are REITs that are retail, right? That Store, for example, owns the land where Outdoor World, Bass Pro Shop, or one of those. Realty Income owns like the land or the stores where 7-Eleven, Walgreens, AMC, gyms, stuff like that. American Tower, obviously, I talked about that earlier. A cell phone tower, that's a REIT. There are also REITs, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but they're cold storage for all the grocery and delivery services. Those are REITs. Ooh, casino REIT. Sugar Trader. Thank you. I'm going to look that up just because I'm curious. Sugar Trader. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to look it up. Yeah, I don't trade options for that exact reason. Every time I trade options, I lose my money. You got to find what you're good at. And for some people, it's options. Go trade options. For me, I suck at them. I have no interest. I'm comfortable doing what I do, which is day and swing trading. Separate, by the way, from investing. The only options that I have ever really had success with are long-term leaps in companies that I want to invest in for the long term. Oh, FTMO is the company. Oh, I'll look that up too. FTMO. BlackRock is killing new home buyers. They scale the account. Longer keeping the account open. Oh, I see. Should have listened to Dave. All right, everyone. I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for the live. Thank you for everything. I still can't believe that McDonald's video did so well. Thanks for everyone who watched it. If I missed your question, I'm really sorry. Earlier on, there were a lot of questions coming in, and I might have missed some. If I missed your question, just comment on a video. Don't comment on the McDonald's one, because I'm not reading comments from that anymore. Go comment on a different video, and I'll answer your question if I missed it. I think Amir is going live now. Oh, Meg is in here. Meg, I was just talking about you because someone asked, Jonathan Judas asked about NFT NYC, and I said I got to meet Meg, and everyone went nuts. They were like, "Oh, Meg," and I was talking about how you're Kate Schreider, and you're you're awesome. It was so nice to meet you. I'm really glad that we got to meet. I'm sorry that you and I and Mason weren't able to get dinner, but I think you guys will be in New York City again. And I would love to get dinner with the two of you and more people. It was really nice to meet all of you. And I think you said that you're an introvert as well, and it was good to kind of push yourself to get out and go to these things. And I'm the same way. I could stay inside forever. You can hear my air conditioner. See you later, Stock Daddy. Hey, Young Lou, what's up? I didn't see you in here. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. It made me go to New York City, which I love. It's my second home anyway. I have family there. Thank you, Megan, for telling everyone to hit the screen. Yes, let's do a live sometime. Actually, I would love to do a live with you because I have a lot of people who constantly ask about crypto, and I'm not really the go-to guy for that, so it would be nice to do a live with you. NFT NYC really pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me do stuff I never would have done, all because I wanted to meet my crypto friends. I wasn't so excited about the NFT conference because that's not my thing. I was really excited to go and meet you and Mason and Alex and Evan and all the TikTok people that were my TikTok friends and are now my real life friends. So it was cool. Megan, yes, push yourself a little every day. Exactly. I'm going to end this live now because I've been on for a little over an hour, and I promised someone that I would post it on YouTube, so I don't want to post a 2-hour long live. Oh, Cotton Candy, hello, new to TikTok. Hello. If you follow me, thank you. If you don't and you want to learn about investing, you should. And if you want to learn about crypto, the person right above you, Meg BZK, is someone you should follow. All right, I'm going to wrap this live up. Oh, you just got back? I'm sorry, but I want to keep this live under an hour, and it's already an hour and 20 minutes. Go follow Meg. She is now a real-life friend. She was a TikTok friend. Now she's a real-life friend. I love you, too. I love all of you. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.